Welcome back, Superstars. Res Fox here with more Pokemon Soul Silver. Last time, we made it all the way up to Mr. Pokemon's house. This time, I had an audio failure in my recording. Well, not necessarily recording, but I messed up the editing of a video. So I had to start over again. So there's going to be one minor difference between last video and this video, and that is Quinn here has a different nature. They are now naughty nature. Which is... it's alright, but it's not going to be helpful. Not to the way I normally play Cyndaquil. Generally, I turn Cyndaquil into a special attacker. This makes him a physical attacker, so I'm going to have to completely change around my mindset with it. And I'm still coughing, so forgive me for brief moments of silence. That's me muting the microphone so I don't blow out your eardrums. But yeah, we should be good. We also already have somebody's recommendation for a team member, which is exciting to me. Somebody has recommended we use Mareep. I have never used a Mareep before. At least not well. So this is going to be interesting to have an electric type on my team. For those of you going out there who like, you've never used a Mareep? What's wrong with you? Like, excuse me? I'm sorry. I'm not a huge fan of electric types. There's like one that I'm a super huge fan of, and that's Galvantula, who's not in this game. No, my team generally flip-flops around constantly. And I do mean constantly. We are much lower level than the last time I was over here. I think we're actually going to have trouble with this fight. I need to use a potion immediately already. That is unfortunate. So even though I ran all the way through that last route, not a whole lot of Pokemon were actually showing up. So I am underleveled from where I'm usually at here. Usually I'm like level 8 or 9. Well, we made it anyway, so... I'm not afraid to use potions if I need to for, like, early fights. Or even the Elite Four, so... I will try not to use too many items, though. I want to challenge myself to actually, you know, be good. Alright, let's go this way. What other Pokemon are you guys thinking that we should add to the team? We don't really have a whole lot of options. At least, that's something I'm not a huge fan of about this game. We are very limited in our options for Pokemon. Most of the Pokemon that we have access to come exclusively from Kanto. Like, at least the ones that I'm most comfortable using. To be fair, I don't remember what my teams normally are. Last time I played Heart Gold and Soul Silver all the way through was... I want to say... 2013, thereabouts? And my memory of that playthrough is very hazy. I just remember having a Scyther on the team, who, believe it or not, actually kind of carried me throughout most of the game. Like, he was solid. And that's actually going to be my personal choice for the teammate we're gonna get. So once we get to Goldenrod and the bug catching contest, that's when we're gonna pick up a Scyther. Will I evolve it? No. But that still leaves us wide open until then. Like, we need a handful of team members to get us through. Oh, forgot to say hello to Mom. But yeah, so the way things are going, we're going to have one team member all the way up through Violet until we make it to Azalea, and by Azalea we'll have a second team member, which is a little concerning for me. I haven't gone that long without even throwaway Pokemon on my team. So we're just gonna have to see, unless you guys are kind enough to vote or suggest Pokemon that we throw on our team in the meantime. Alright, and we got the Pokeballs, which we won't be using unless like a shiny shows up. Although the chances of that are 1 in 8,000 plus, so I doubt we're gonna get a shiny for our team member anywhere in this playthrough. Alright. I think we can make it all the way back up to Violet City in this episode. We should be able to pace it just so. Especially if I cut out fights. Starting after this one. Actually, you know what I could do? I'll just meet you guys at the next junction where we're gonna switch off from Mr. Pokemon's house to the route to Violet. Alright, we are back, and we are now at this little intersection. We've got 2 trainer fights to deal with. So our first official, unofficial trainer fights. I'm not counting the rival battle. That was scripted, unavoidable. But we've got youngster Joey here, which we all know has a top-tier Rattata. And my stats are not going up nearly as much as I thought they were going to. I don't believe Quinn here has the best IVs. Well, we got to deal with what we got. Alright, Pidgey here can get taken out by Tackle. Taken out on the word go! I've been playing a little bit of Pokemon Stadium on the NSO, if you can't tell. Not to mention those voice lines are iconic and are just stuck in my head. Alright, I'm avoiding a couple of these fights. Just so we can beeline it to Violet City. Oh, come on. The Queen grew to level 10 and learned Ember. Not that that will do us much good since you are a physical attacker. Although, I have a little application off to the side here called PokeLink that I can see the stats in real time, and it looks like the special attack and physical attack are about even, so I may end up being able to use mixed attacks on this one with very little penalty. Which is interesting. Alright, we got the versus recorder. Alright, but that's actually going to be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Until next time, this is Rez signing out. So remember, do good.